There we go. Are we good now? Okay, perfect. First off, want to thank everybody for coming out. I know everybody's very busy. It's a busy time of the year. Thank you so much for coming. Welcome to the 2021 Mountain Athletic Conference Media Day. My name's Connie El Costanzo. Very happy to see so many folks here, and we're very excited about the football season beginning. A little bit about us, for those of you who don't know, we broadcast high school sporting events. We have a website, wncsportsnetwork.com. This is our sixth year doing this, and we normally broadcast somewhere between 60 to 70 events a season. So our little event is also being broadcast on the YouTube page for the Cougar Sports Network. So for those of you who are watching, welcome. We are going to introduce the coaches now, and we're going to do it in alphabetical order of each school. So I'd like to bring down Court Radford from Asheville High School to give us his state of the team. Coach?
All right, I'm Coach Radford, head coach at Asheville High. Got a lot of guys coming back from last year, well in the spring, but also still young. If we played today, we'd probably start only 2 seniors on defense and 4 seniors on offense. So we got a lot of growing up to do in a hurry. Got a tough schedule, non-conference and conference. So got a lot to do in a short amount of time. But I think our guys worked hard over the short off season, and they've done so far in camp.
Let me ask you a couple of quick questions. Who do you think's improved the most since you were last on the field?
Khalil Conley, our quarterback, sophomore, had a lot of growing up to do as far as within the offense, and he's made big strides this summer, and it's looked good the first 2 days of camp.
All right. Anything else you want to add?
No, I'm good.
All
No.
right. All right, Coach, thank you. Appreciate it. Absolutely. All right. I'd like to introduce the head coach of the Enka Jets, Mike Sexton. Coach? Hey, thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Hello, I'm Mike Sexton. I'm the head coach at Enka High School. We everything's new this year: new offense, new defense, and trying to get kids out. They're here, they're working, and we expect new things this year.
What's been the biggest adjustment for you as a first-year coach?
It's everything's new. Everything, just getting the kids in the routine, understanding expectations, all that kind of stuff. That's been the biggest change in the program.
What do you think's been the biggest surprise, maybe a pleasant surprise that you've noticed from your program?
It's been a pleasant surprise to know to see how hard the kids are working, what they're willing to do. For the first time in a long time, we haven't had a group that complains or anything like that. They do anything we ask of them, and as a coach, that's all you can ask.
All right. Coach, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
I got a question for you. How do you think the short off season's affected the team?
I don't know. I was coaching in South Carolina. I watched football in the spring here, and it's just for us, it may be numbers. I don't know. Our numbers are low, but like I said, we've got a good group. You know, they're all there. There's not many of them, but they're all there. And the biggest thing I would say, maybe the short season, is for kids who are not all in football, is just the dedication of finishing your season, turning around, and starting again.
Coach, thank you. All right. Coach Pruitt's going to be here very soon, so we're going to skip Erwin for now and go to McDowell High School and Daryl Brewer. Coach?
Yeah, I'm Coach Brewer from McDowell. Just like Coach Sexton just said, we've got a bunch of hardworking kids, and we're just trying to get better, trying to get better.
New conference.
New conference.
You haven't played some of these teams. What kind of an adjustment do you now have to make?
Well, we're still worried more about McDowell than we are everybody else in the conference. So we're just trying to work on McDowell right now.
What should McDowell fans expect to see from your team every Friday night?
Well, we hope they're going to see a hard-nosed football team. That'll hope we can run the football and hope we tackle well.
What's the difference between this conference and the one you just left?
I think we see a lot more passing game in this conference. It was a little more running football in the other conference.
Is that an advantage for you because you are so run heavy?
Well, some of these teams throw it. I don't know that there is an advantage for us, so we're just hoping to jump in and hang on.
Coach Brewer, what excites you the most about this edition of the Titans?
Well, it's been I was listening to Coach Sexton talk about taking over. Will be my third season, but it was crazy from the time I got there. I ruptured my quad in the first scrimmage we had and was in a wheelchair and had to sit in the press box for about the first 7 ball games my first year. And then last year was COVID, so it's been crazy. But this group is they really work hard, and they're a team. They've come together, and they work hard in practice, a lot of effort, a lot of intensity, and it's just a fun group to be around. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, next up, North Buncombe's head coach, Zach Shook. Coach?
I am Coach Shook, the standing offensive coordinator and the standing interim head coach for the time being, since Brandon Allen stepped down 2 weeks ago. Since that moment and all that's happened, one thing I can say about our kids is they have not missed a beat. Nothing's changed. They've picked right where they've turned the page immediately. They worked extremely hard. Actually surprised me in a sense how hard they have worked. The past 2 days at practice have been phenomenal. Of course, our numbers, due to COVID and just varying reasons of, contact information and stuff, they were low the first day, but immediately I got in contact with people. They picked up the second day. We had a lot more kids out, and they just worked extremely, extremely hard. And I can't be prouder of them. As coaches, I think we always preach going through adversity, and this is one of those moments, I think, as a coach where, as a coach and the coaching staff, we're going to have to go through the adversity. We faced a little bit of that. We got to be up, show these guys what it's like to go through that adversity. I think the staff's done a great job, and these guys have done an excellent job, and I can't be prouder. Since I've been at North Buncombe High School, I was there 5-6 years ago when we started. We won one game. We've had 3 winning seasons in a row, and as the interim coach and moving forward, whoever gets the job, I think we can definitely continue to be a competitive team.
Coach, do you have enough time to make major adjustments to some of the things you want to do, or is it so late in the game that you've got to roll with what you've got?
For us, we're going to continue to do what's got us to this point. Offensively, I'm an offensive guy. We're going to continue to do what we do. That's made us successful. It's not flashy. We don't throw it around the yard. I would like to throw it a little bit more. That's just me personally. But that's the conference we're in. I think you have to be able to adapt a little bit. But we're going to run the football. That's what we do. That's what these guys know to do, and that's what they take pride in doing. So, all right. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
So I just saw him walk in, so let's go to Erwin and their head coach, Rodney Pruitt.
How you doing?
Appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
Sorry we're a little late. Good afternoon. It's good to see everybody. Early in this game, like we're all in the same boat, trying to figure out our identity and putting in some new pieces. But we are who we are. we're going to do the same thing. We're not going to reinvent the wheel. We've played a lot of these guys, and they know what to expect. So you know, it's you just gotta execute, and you gotta limit the turnovers and the mistakes. But you know, we're young in a lot of spots, not returning a lot on offense. We had a practice with Hendersonville last week, and I looked out there and we had 10 new offensive guys on the field. So you know, they got to grow up in a hurry, and we'll be tested in the regular or non-conference, and then we got to be ready for conference play because it's here. So it's each and every Friday night. This conference is a tough conference, you know, and those same ones are going to be on the top, and we're chasing them, and we gotta bring our A game if we want a chance to beat them and knock off those the top dogs.
We talked about having a lot of young players. What kind of challenge is that for you and the coaching staff to get everybody ready to play on Friday night?
Main thing is timing on our offense. You know, with new receivers, new quarterback, it's all about timing. We're a timing offense. That's where you work on that now, and you know that'll cause you headaches and cause your hair to fall out a little bit and cause your beard to turn gray. But you know, it is what it is. That's why that's why we're coaches. We got to put them in the right spots to make plays and make us successful.
Coach, smaller conference meetings, you got a couple more weeks to play non-conference games. Is there a non-conference opponent that you're especially looking forward to looking at, and if so, why?
You know, I mean, all of them are tough. There's no our non-conference. We've opened up with Mitchell and Mountain Heritage, and they're smaller schools, but they're what they do presents a challenge for us up front, and I like it to see our toughness in the trenches, and because to be successful, you got to be able to run the football if you want to advance deep, and you got to be able to stop the run. So you know, what better way to see what we're made of up there than facing those teams early. And then one new opponent on the schedule is Bavard. We haven't played them in several years, so I don't know much about them. I haven't watched film on them or anything, but so if I was looking forward to anything, I mean, it's a new challenge, and they've been successful the last few years, so I'm anxious to see them. Thank you. Thank you.
The head coach at Reynolds, Shane Laws.
I guess we're like a lot of people, and what I've heard so far, we're still a very young football team. I think right now we have 10 seniors on our roster. You know, with the spring season, the way it all unfolded, a lot of those guys have played though. It's weird to have sophomore starter that's already played a season on Friday night. So, you know, it's going to be how fast we continue to improve. I think potentially, you know, we've got a lot of guys that can make plays and do things on Friday night, but we've got a few weeks to mature, and that's the big thing when you're playing a lot of young players, and so we'll just kind of see how it goes. I think, you know, for us, a challenge is going to be depth. We're not real deep in a lot of places, so we're going to have to battle as the season goes on. Hopefully, we can stay healthy, and we're going to have to find some guys here and there that can step up and be able to play in some situations when we start getting guys banged up. But I'm excited about this group. They're a fun group to coach. They're extremely athletic, and they seem to be a little bit more football intelligent than some of the groups we've had the last year or two. So it's going to be exciting. A new league and extremely difficult non-conference schedule, but hopefully, you know, we will have a real fall football season. I think for the kids more than anything, that spring thing we did was weird, and but hopefully, you know, this will be a normal fall, and we'll have, you know, stands full of people and a lot for the kids to be excited about.
We're talking about your quarterback. This is the first time in a while that you actually get to work a second season with a quarterback. How helpful will that be for you as a coach to have, maybe the most important player on your team, your starting quarterback, back for a second?
Well, I mean, it's important for anybody. Anytime you have stability at the quarterback position, that means a lot. And we made a decision in the spring to play Ricky as a freshman, which, if you would have told me I was going to do that 2 years ago, I'd have said you're crazy. But with the spring season being the way it was, and us knowing that he was the future at quarterback for us, we decided to go ahead and do it. And then now that we're through that spring season, I'm glad we did it. And so the expectations for him are obviously extremely high, but so far he's done really well.
Coach, I ask you that non-conference question too. You have a tradition of playing really tough non-conference opponents. You get to play more this year. Is there one that you're particularly looking forward to and a reason why?
I don't know that we're looking forward to one any more than the other. I mean, we've played Shelby for a long time, and I've got some close friends down there on that coaching staff, and so you always want to play well against them. But I think in the spring, what we learned was we've got a long way to go, or we've got to get better in certain places to be able to play with and beat Charlotte Catholics. And we played Audrey Kell last year and didn't play well really in either one of those two games. And if you really want to be a really good football team, if you want to make that deep run or have a chance to win a state championship, you've got to be able to play at a high level with those kind of teams. And so we've put a non-conference schedule together, one, because of that, and two, out of necessity. We just couldn't find games. But opening with West Forsyth, they're big and strong, and they're going to try to run it right at us. And then the next week you play Shelby, who's going to spread out all over the place and has really good speed. So it's just, hopefully we will continue to get better week after week and playing those kind of people, get us ready for a conference season, and hopefully, have a chance to do something in the playoffs. Yes, sir.
And finally, the head coach at TC Roberson, J.D. Dinwiddie.
Hey, it's good to see everybody. Kind of getting back a little bit of normalcy here. Doing a fall football schedule. I mean, I see we're still wearing masks, which, it is what it is. But I'm sure I hate them as much as everybody else. But I'm going to go off of what Rodney said. We are not going to be ourselves this year, Coach Pruitt. We graduated two really good football players in our quarterback, Brody Whitson and Rodney McDowell, and they accounted for about 3,500 yards of our offense last year. So we are going to be very young in a lot of spots. I think we're going to be really good with our offensive line. We are going to be a run football team this year, believe it or not. First time since 2008, since I've been a head coach, we've been under center. We will be under center every snap of every game. Believe that or not, some of you probably say I'm crazier than hell for saying that, but it's the truth. You guys that have played us for the last 4 or 5 years know we like to sling the ball around and throw the ball 35, 40 times a game. Well, we might throw the ball 8 times a game now. But what I will say about that is our kids have been really open to an offensive scheme change, and they've done a fantastic job all summer and throughout the first 3 days of practice here. We've got a lot to work on, a lot to put in and work on. But I'll say this about our group of kids. We've got about 60 total in the program right now, 30 and 30 JV varsity, and our kids love football. I couldn't say that when I first took the job at TC Roberson. We've tried to build the toughness and the expectation that what football brings, and I feel like we've got a group of kids that really enjoy the game of football for what the game of football is, the physical aspect of it, what we ask them to do each and every day, and I'm excited to see how we progress offensively. Defensively, I think we're going to be pretty good in our front seven. We'll be very, very young in the secondary. we likely won't have anybody older than a sophomore there. So if you're going to try to throw the ball on us, you're going to probably have to do it this year while we're young. But hopefully those guys will come along and give us a chance to compete each and every week. But we're excited about it. Our kids have worked hard, and I'm just excited to see everybody here. We didn't get to do this last year, and I think it's important to do this. It's important to showcase our kids in the mountains. We play a really good brand of football. A lot of great coaches in our conference. A lot of great programs, and I forget who said it, Coach Pruitt maybe, but we got to bring our A game every week. There's not a game that you can look past in our conference. So we're excited to do that and continue to build the success we've had over the last year or so.
How have your players, especially on the offensive side of the ball, adjusted to the changes that you plan on making?
Well, like I said, they love football, so they're going to do what we ask them to do. It's going to be a challenge, but we're excited to see where it goes. And we've got some really talented kids on that side of the ball, a lot of them young. I think most of our backfield will be sophomores or younger. And our quarterback, Cam White, will be a senior. He's been in our program for 4 years. He's a really good athlete, and we're asking him to do some things he hadn't had to do before. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be we're going to have to build it, but hopefully by the time we get around to Watauga week 1, maybe that game will be over in about an hour because all they do is run the ball too. But we're looking forward to it. I'm excited. It's been nice for me as a coach. I was worried with the spring season and short turnaround that we'd have to fight burnout early in September with just turning around and playing a season and all the practices you have to do. And so hopefully doing something new for me offensively it's been like a breath of fresh air. All right. Thank you.
Well, again, I want to thank everybody for coming. We still have media members here, so if you wouldn't mind sticking around for a little bit. I know some of you have other obligations and you have to leave a little bit early. That's absolutely fine. But please stick around. We have some refreshments on the concourse upstairs. And thank you all for coming. Really appreciate it. Have a great season, everybody. Thank you.